Hello Spartans, welcome back from spring break. I hope you guys enjoyed it and rested. It's your host Brandon Ibarra, and on today's Spartan Times we have a new segment called Spartan Spotlight. And on today's Spartan Spotlight we have Guillermo Alonso, who is a film and TV actor from El Paso. Let's check it out.
Hello, my name is Guillermo Alonso. I'm 5'9". I'm based out of El Paso, Texas, and Los Angeles.
There are millions of people across the world that dream of becoming actors. But with such a cut-and-throat industry, there are only a few that can say they've truly made it.
I took my first acting class when I was a senior in high school because my girlfriend in high school made me do it. And I really enjoyed it, but I didn't think I was going to do acting. I actually wanted to be a doctor. So I got into college. I went to Notre Dame for pre-med. And then once at Notre Dame, I started taking acting classes as a non-major in the theater department. And after studying abroad in London and seeing so much theater, I just fell in love with it. And I decided I want to come back and do that because it's something I'd never done before. I mean, in most fields, but especially in the performing arts, I think it's good to have a mentor or somebody that inspires you. And I think when I took my first acting class at Notre Dame, I met my professor, Scott Jackson. And I realized through him that you can actually approach acting the way you would approach any other field, and study as hard and be super nerdy about it. And so, yeah, I would say Scott Jackson was probably my first inspiration as an actor.
However, acting isn't all fun and games.
It's very stressful. But I think at the same time, it's part of the reason why I decided to become an actor is because I always wanted to be a doctor. And I think being a doctor is just following a straight line down undergrad, medical school, residency, job. It's just a straight shot. All you gotta do is get good grades and study. And I think that's what I've been doing my whole life. And I think the idea of having to make connections and meet people and audition and be constantly sort of putting it all on the line is exciting as an actor. You never know what's going to happen. And that's kind of what acting is in the first place. You just show up and you do your scenes and you don't know what's going to happen and you just hope for the best. You basically think that it's not going to work out every single day. Every single audition's I'm not going to get it, or I am going to get it. It's just literally a coin toss.
And for Guillermo Alonso, he won that coin toss.
I think the biggest project... So it's funny because there's highlights to a few of them. So I shot a commercial with Brad Pitt and Damien Chazelle. So I got to meet Brad Pitt and Damien Chazelle, which, they're Hollywood legends. But for me, my first one, which was Billy the Kid, because I got to go to Canada and be there for a month and a half. And I got to learn how to ride horses and shoot guns and just do cowboy stuff.
And to Guillermo, it's a lot more than just doing it for a paycheck.
Because the thing is, once a movie's out, sure, you can get you more jobs. A movie that a lot of people watch will get you more jobs. But I think I'm just such a nerd about acting, and I love everything that has to do with acting. So if I can enjoy the process and be entertained and excited and challenged, I think that's better than just showing up, getting a paycheck, and then having a movie that everybody watches. If it was just money and exposure, I always say the same thing. It's if it's about money, I could have just stayed a doctor and made a lot of money. I love just doing homework on characters and doing research and playing around in my room when nobody's watching and walking differently or talking differently. I just love that part of the work.
However, it wasn't easy for Guillermo to share his passion with his parents, especially his dad.
So my dad was gone by that point, so he didn't really formally get to speak about my career choice. He did see me perform once when I was in high school. He came to see a play that I was doing, and he wasn't very happy with the fact that I was in a play. He said a lot of things that are probably not appropriate for the camera. But yeah, overall, not happy. And my mom and I have had that conversation since, where we realized that, like, if my dad were still alive, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. At least not as full-heartedly as I'm doing it now. And as far as my mom, she was worried when I first said I was going to switch, but after, like, literally that same day, she called me back to say that she had my back and that she was going to support me no matter what.
And with his mother's support, Guillermo has high hopes for the future.
My goals, I would say, like, specifically things that I want to do is I do want to work on a sitcom at some point. I know at some point I want to teach, so I do want to get a job as a teacher at a university and teach acting. So I think that's also a long-term goal of mine. I've always known no matter what it is I do, whether it was medicine or acting, at some point I want to be in forensics. Whatever it is I wanted to do, I always wanted to teach. I think being at a school where I can teach however I want to teach would be ideal.
Is there what would be like your ideal sitcom?
I think The Neurotic Dad, eventually. Like, I just started watching. It's funny because I'd never seen Modern Family, and I just started watching it recently. And the character of Phil Dunphy is I love that character. Yes.
Wow, what an amazing video by Gal. Thank you for your tips and tricks, talking about careers and maybe a future job for some. What would you like to be when you grow up? Well, Nick and Bella went around and asked some Spartans. Let's check out what they had to say.
Hey Spartans, long time no see. Today we're going to be asking the one simple question, what do you want to be when you grow up? Alright, I'm here with
Darian Oris.
Nyla.
Noah Soto.
Michael.
Alexis.
Kyle.
And what's your current endorsement?
I have a fine arts endorsement for music.
I'm in biomed.
Video production.
Law enforcement.
Engineering.
Current endorsement is AV Productions.
Okay, and what's your dream job, or what do you want to be when you grow up?
A surgeon or pediatrician.
I want to be a surgeon.
Okay.
I really want to be like a movie director or a screenwriter, but like if I had to like pick like an actual job to do, I think being a paramedic would be cool.
I don't even know. Right now I'm working at Sonic. I'll probably just end up being there.
An aerospace engineer.
President.
You sure? You was not no president. What inspires you to be a pediatrician?
I watched Grey's Anatomy once.
Probably my parents. Because
Like your parents are surgeons, or like?
no, my dad's a therapist, but he always said he wanted to be an anesthesiologist, so I was just like, I'll become a surgeon.
What's an anesthesiologist?
They're the people that sit there during surgery and provide anesthesia and all the things to make sure you stay alive.
They drug you?
Basically.
It's just like it feels like a job you never get bored in. Like it's interesting, it's stimulating, and you help people.
So if I were dying on the side of the street, would you save me?
You? Like you specifically?
Yeah.
No.
Alright, just.
Oh, nothing. I don't really like working there, but like the money's pretty cool. But I don't know where my money goes.
Thank you very much, sir. What inspires you to do aerospace engineering?
I like math.
You a weirdo, I'm not gonna lie, I'm sorry. And what inspires you to be the president?
Obama.
Are you serious, my brother?
Okay, I cut it. Well, that's all we have today, Spartans. Keep it 300.
Great video. You know, personally, I would like to be a director, but that's just me. You know, a lot of students love different classes. I personally really like going to my 6th period. Shout out to Miss Vera. You know, but let's see some of your favorite classes.
Hello, my name is Joshua Flores, and today we're going to be going around asking people what their favorite class is and why.
And my favorite class is probably my 8th period because I have one of my closest friends, Zoe, in there, and we gossip a lot of the time. And and we gossip a lot of the time, and it's just pretty fun in there with my friends in there. And so yeah, I would say my 8th period business class is my favorite class.
And my favorite class period is my 7th period. It's criminal investigation. Criminal investigation is something I want to go into, leading into forensics, and yeah.
I'm a senior, and my favorite class is band because it's pretty fun and I get to learn new music.
And my favorite class is probably, I'd say physics, because that's just what I want to study in college and everything. And I feel like it, I feel like it just comes pretty easy to me. I feel like I just understand everything pretty well and everything like that,
And I would say my favorite class is debate. It's a pretty fun class. Got all my friends, get to talk about topics in the world, argue, and just make your point across. Yeah, so it's pretty fun. Thank you.
And my favorite class, I would say, is photography. I've been doing art for a while, so doing photography, it's a bit different, but I'm liking it. Thank you.
My favorite class is biology. It's my dual credit class. It's a college class, and in this class it's worth 2 periods worth. And I really like this class because I get to hang out with my friends, but also in that class I learn more about biology, and in my future career I want to be a biomedical engineer. So that class really helps me in like my future pathway of my career.
Those are some great answers from our fellow students. Me personally, my favorite class is my debate class with Ms. Duran. And thank you, that's all for me.
Shout out to all Spartan teachers. You guys are doing an amazing job. Now we have a video by Roman. How do you live life to the fullest? This is your host, Brandon Ibarra. But I'm running out of time, man. I gotta go.
I feel it's like just finding joy in what you're doing currently, not worried about what happened or what's going to happen, just finding joy in what you're doing.
Not wasting any time, not doing something just because, like not taking like 15 naps or something like that, like enjoying your life, like live every moment like it's your last moment.
Enjoying life, living it to the fullest. Don't take things for granted. Like, you enjoy the people you're around and the things you do. You like to do stuff that you enjoy. And if you're not enjoying it, are you really living a moment?
Just enjoy the moment so you have no regrets. If you never be looking in the past being like, man, I wish I would have done that. No, because you lived in the moment. So just live in the moment.
Making the most of your situation and being productive and doing what you need to do to improve yourself or get out of any bad situation. Like living in the moment is just managing your time and just putting effort into stuff. And it depends on what you're doing, but that's pretty much what I think is living in the moment.
Some people focus on the future instead of the present.
That's it.
That's all you got?